Good morning and welcome to Cover 2 Cook. We're on episode 141. We got a lot of NFL conversations to talk about as we had a Sunday night game that came down to the end. Well, or just ended in a tie. And then two Monday night games. And then we have tons of injuries. Let's talk about why these injuries are coming with the power rankings as well. And then we found out who our halftime show is. Is it going to be country? Is it hip hop? Is it rap? Or it could be Bad Bunny. So we'll talk about what we think about that as well. And then we're going to finish with the college football. The top 10 came out. We'll talk about who's in the top 10, who surprises us. And then finishing with some unfortunate, sad news of a state trooper on the sideline that passed away due to getting hit by a player. And so we want to talk about that now, all the things that are affected by that. So if we are ready, let's get it started.
Yeah, I was going to do a vertical jump there. Thank you, Sox.
Travel been to Indiana, and did Cover 2 Cook get you a good hotel?
Indiana? No, I'm in Louisiana. I'm here for Mardi Gras.
And I know that this might be hard, but I don't know how much you remember Friday night since we left you damn near when you fell asleep.
I got my belly full, man. I was like, I warm covers and warm. I was like, I could go to sleep right now.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Jack Dorsey.
Final answer?
Yes. All right.
This is going to be a long fucking day.
All right, welcome back to Cover 2 Cook. We are on episode 141. I'm here with Anthony and Tim, and we had a very exciting Sunday night game. Let's get right into it. How was your reaction to this Cowboys game on Sunday night, Anthony?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it looks like nobody won from this trade. Like, Micah Parsons did not seem like a true factor in this game. Ends in a tie. We hate ties. I hate ties. They're so dumb. It's why college football has the better overtime rules than NFL does. In this situation, though, why isn't there urgency? If a head coach the next day is saying, well, we should have had more urgency in overtime. Yeah, no shit. Games can end in ties. Get away down there. It was a high-scoring game. Romeo Doubs goes off for me. Josh Jacobs goes off. Dak Prescott actually looked pretty good on Monday or Sunday night as well. But great game. It was what it lived up to be, which was a good game. Unfortunately, I think a lot of people just fell asleep before they could get into overtime because got to work on Monday.
Now, Tim, what do you think about the Packers? Do you think that they were all the talk that they've been so far, or was this like a true test to their potential?
I want to say one thing about the ties. I hate ties. I think they got to go back to the 15-minute quarter or implement the college football overtime rule. You can't have ties. I'm sorry. This is not soccer. This is football, American football. You have to have the game end in somebody winning. I don't care. As far as the Packers, I think the Packers are still contenders for the Super Bowl. I think what they've got to do, Love's got to trim down these turnovers. And the Packers as a team, they have to play a more complete game if they want to be there in January. They just don't seem like, and I agree with you, Anthony, that the Micah Parsons, he only, for somebody that's coming home to play after being there for 4 years, he had one solo tackle, three quarterback hits, and one lone sack in the game. I mean, but, that which prevented Dak from scoring a touchdown, but still he was no presence whatsoever. When I woke up in the morning, and because I fell asleep too, and I see it was a 40-40 tie, I thought the internet or the Facebook was screwing with me. Yeah. I'm like, are you kidding me? This defense and gave up 40 points?
Yep.
If that was crazy, I was just floored on it.
Yeah.
No.
Go on, Lisa.
I remember you guys saying when this trade happened, like, Micah Parsons is a game-changing player. Like, it just didn't seem like we saw that. Like, is he allowed to have off days, or is he supposed to be on every game?
Yeah, I think it's really up to scheming. And I just don't know if the Packers are like fully on. You got to remember, this happened like the week of the game, right? Of week one. They still have time to groove in, see how he flows into the situation. I just thought it would have been a bigger show. I would have made him try to get one-on-ones as much as possible because it was Dallas. The other side of this as well, no CeeDee Lamb. And the Dallas Cowboys put up 40 points on the Green Bay Packers. I will tell you right now, Eagles will be able to put up 40 points against you if you play that way. The Giants could probably put up 40 points against you if you're going to play that way. That defense has to stand up because one thing that I do enjoy watching of the Packers is Jordan Love shows no emotion. He is calm, cool, and collective throughout that game. But sometimes there's got to be that little fire in your ass. Like, let's go. Let's go. Josh Jacobs has a great game. Romeo Dobbs, obviously, it looked like I've seen so many memes of, Jordan Love goes back to pass. All he sees is the thing on top of his helmet. Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
they got to do more. They have the wide receivers. They have the situation there. So I wouldn't be afraid if I'm a Green Bay Packer fan, but I'm also being like, let's go. Like, let's show dominance in the NFC North. Right now, I just don't feel like you have it.
Yeah, I definitely think it's time for them to turn it up.
Yeah.
One thing else, too, I think the Cowboys were struggling the first half. I think the key that swung the momentum, they were down 13-2, and they had 11-play, 95 yards, scored a touchdown, got them right back in the game. Pickens had a hell of a game. He had 138 yards receiving. I think that momentum switched right there right before half, and I think Dallas knew we can play with these guys.
Yep.
We just got to keep Dak upright. And that offensive line did one hell of a job keeping him upright. I mean, they scored 40 points. I mean, I think that was the moment. That was the key to the game right then and there, because they looked like horse crap at the beginning of the game, and that drive made them right back in the ball game before half.
Definitely agree.
All right, well, let's move on to our Monday night games. Remember, we had 2 games. We had the Broncos playing, and then we also had the Jets playing versus Miami. But Tim, why don't you talk me through the Broncos game? What were your takeaways here?
I think going forward, if you've got the Bengals scheduled for the rest of the year, this is your homecoming game. This is your get right game, because I think that's what happens to the Broncos. Nick didn't have a great game, but he had a good game, and it got him right at home. The O-line protected him, and he got the ball out quickly, efficiently. I think he had 3 touchdowns, or maybe it was 2 touchdowns, 1 running. He had 3 touchdowns total. I mean, the second half, I mean, they just blew him out. I mean, they were just Jake Browning. He's not the guy. He's not the guy. It's some down the road they've got to look at for somebody else. Now we got Jamar Chase getting into it with Zach Taylor on the sideline. That's not a good look neither. Here's the deal too. It was a get right game, but then next week they go to Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Against Vic Fangio and that defense. Yikes. I mean, he better play better. They did get the running attack going. I think Troy Aikman said that there could be a 100-yard rush. They ain't had one in I don't know how many games.
Yeah.
And they finally got one in J.K. Dobbins. I think this was just a get right game. They needed this to get back into the groove. Yeah, there's still a lot of he's still not overthrowing people. He's still not there, but I think this was a step in the right direction for the Broncos.
Understandable. Anthony, what did you think about this game?
Yeah, I think if the Broncos keep that running attack going, J.K. Dobbins was the best thing that happened to them. He is just taking off for the Broncos. If they can get that going, that'll open up Bo Nix's throwing attack. You saw Cortland Sutton getting involved last night. You saw that. Now, like Mr. Tim Cook said there, this is a get right. This is your homecoming game. The Bengals, what are we doing, man? Like, we've played 2.5 games with this Browning. It's not there. And I'm surprised on a Tuesday we're not hearing about them going out and trying to trade for someone. Like, what are we doing? There's Jameis out there. There's Russell Wilson. There's Anthony Richardson. There's Carson Wentz is a little bit hard since he's in London. But, like, there's other players out there that are good backups. Browning's not it. He got his ass cut from the Vikings. There's been other teams. And then you say, well, Jamar Chase is getting another coach. Well, didn't we just have a whole damn season offseason talking about Jamar Chase and T. Higgins they got to get him paid. Got to get him paid. What if these players now go, well, you know what? I'm done playing here. Even when Joe Burrow gets back, I don't want to deal with this anymore. Now you had all this controversy with Hutchinson and all that, or not Hutchinson, Hendrickson and all that stuff for nothing. Like, Joe Burrow was the key to this team. It's always been the key to this team. So now you got to go get a backup. And I would have a backup that's going to play a couple more years as well, because I don't trust that Joe Burrow is going to stay healthy for a whole year.
Well, and that made me what you're saying, I had a very similar thought of, like, is this the year that Jamar Chase thought he was going to have? Like, and how many fantasies did he go the number 1 pick? Like, everyone was expecting him to have a huge year, and it's not going in his favor, especially with Joe out. Like, how big of an impact? Like, do you think he's looking around to see if there's other possibilities for him? Or do you think he's a diehard Bengals?
No, I don't. Well, okay, let's remember this too. No player is a diehard to any organization. Just because an organization could throw you away as much as you. So, not that.
Okay.
I will say, I think his relationship with Joe Burrow changes that whole situation. He's not the one that I think would leave. I think T. Higgins was the one that would leave. Because they got their money. So, if they would get traded, the team's going to pay for it, or the Bengals going to pay a portion of it. They're getting their money. Signing your name's the hardest part, right? So now they have it. I don't see them leaving. I'm just saying that, like, if you don't do anything, these wide receivers are going to get very frustrated very quickly.
Yeah, most definitely.
Well, and also to the Broncos defense, that Nick Bonito that they signed in the offseason, he had a sack and a half. He was getting all over Jake Browning.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a big one, too. He reminds me a lot of the guy that used to play for him back in 2015. His name was Von Miller.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah, I think he could be the next Von Miller. I really can. They for what they paid for him, he better be.
Yeah, okay, yes. But like a Super Bowl MVP, Von Miller.
Could be.
Jesus
you never know.
Christ.
He's awful young. Another thing, too, with Cincinnati is their 14 penalties. They look undisciplined and they look lost out there. That coach, if he doesn't get it turned around soon, he may lose his team really quick, and they may end up moving on from him because Cincinnati won't screw around with this guy.
Oh, I don't know. I feel like they show loyalty like Pittsburgh does. They keep him for too long. There's
Marvin Lewis.
Yeah, but again, Marvin Lewis. He was there too long. But yeah, no. And you were talking about fantasy too. Just to say that too. Look at all the first rounders that are hurt now. Malik Neighbors.
Yeah.
You got Jamar Chase ain't got a quarterback to throw him the ball. I got CeeDee Lamb on the bench. Derrick Henry scoring 4 points, and he's got it. What has he got for a quarterback? This fantasies became very interesting, and we'll talk about it later, but very interesting for the rest of the year.
All right, well, let's move on to our second Monday night game. Anthony, talk to me about the Jets and Miami game.
Yeah, so this game did not go the way I thought it would. I thought Miami would roll over and just take it the rest of the year. Nope. They came out and decided they wanted to play. A-Chain is their future in that position or at that team. It's not even Tua. It's not Tyreek. It's A-Chain. You're gonna have to keep giving him the ball. They gave him the ball a lot last night. And then Waller, yes, comes out of retirement and plays for the Miami. Gets a touchdown. Great catch too. Yes, but the first one getting both his feet in were crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, we got to talk about the Tyreek injury. That was crazy. His leg is going one way. Not a good decision. But then celebrating on the way out, yes, it looks like he is ready to be done in Miami, and this was his that signed it away. On the other side, for the Jets, Justin Fields, he can run the ball. Passing's halfway accurate, but to hear that Aaron Glenn comes into the locker room after the game and yells so loud that people outside the room can hear it, I think that's something that was just needed in New York. Some ass chewing, because now you're an 0-4 team. That ain't okay going forward.
No, that doesn't reflect well on anybody at all. But yes, I also saw that Tyreek was, I didn't know if he was like, waving to the crowd like, I'm okay, or if he was doing it more of like, I'm out of here.
Oh yeah, I mean, he gave him the thumbs up. He was like, see you later. Yeah, he was, and he's laughing. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I will say this real quick. If my knee and leg would go in one direction and I could see it, I'm conscious to see it, you bet your ass I'm going to be like, what? Yeah, because it's just your mental of like, what the hell's going on? I don't think it was that. I think he knew that this means he's not playing the rest of the year. I mean, there's a chance he could. It's a dislocation, but I think I saw tendons tore and stuff like that. So he's done. Yeah. And with what Miami's gone through this past year, he wanted to be out anyways.
Yeah. Tim, what did you think of this game?
Too many penalties for the Jets. 13 penalties. 2 of them were declined. 3 turnovers. I mean, I don't think Justin Fields is your guy. He's your guy if you have him in fantasy, because I think he had 27 points last night. But they're just not disciplined. You said it about this isn't the same old Jets. Glenn said in the previous post-game conference that we're not the same old Jets. Yeah, you are, because you're very undisciplined. 0-4. I mean, that's just. But I think for Miami, the leg injury, that was big. Waller, hey, you know what? You might want to pick him up in your fantasy next week if you need a tight end. But I think they're going to lean on Waddle, Achane, like you said.
Yep.
I think this saves McDaniel's job for one more week, because did you see this where there was a banner going across, said help wanted, new coach? I guess during pregame, there was a banner. The guy bought a airplane and had help wanted, new
Oh
coach.
my
So I
God.
think this saves his job for another week. But yeah, this was not a great game whatsoever.
I knew that coach was getting targeted, but I didn't realize they were literally flying it in the air.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'll say this too. I'm tired of hearing about it, but like Tua's not the guy. It's just
No.
not, like, he's not accurate. And I don't want to say this, but like if it's a left-handed thing, but when you look back at it, like Michael Penix has had accuracy problems this year as well. And it's a very small sample size, but Tua I think he's just taken a step down every year since Alabama. But maybe he just wasn't that guy in Alabama. It's just he had everyone else around him that made him look really good.
Yeah. Well, as we kind of peeked earlier, we talked about Tyreek's injury, but I want to dive into more about these injuries because I just have questions. And with you guys being well versed in football, maybe you can help me out with this. Since we're seeing so many of these injuries, like, what do you think the cause of this is? Is it them not playing in preseason and not getting a ton of reps in, that once they go to 100% for a game, they're not ready? Or is it the environment that they're in, not allowing them to, fall properly? Like, what are your thoughts on that? Anthony, start me out.
Yeah, so I definitely see your side. They can't practice the way they used to anymore because of the new contract. They don't wear pads. They don't practice like they play.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's this. I'm actually going to go with a whole different thing. I think it's turf. I think it's the turf. We are seeing so many knee injuries because their foot sticks in that ground. There's no give. There's no give to it at all. We're seeing the toe from Joe Burrow. We see the knee of Tyreek. We see the same knee from Malik Neighbors. We have the ankle injury coming off of CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah.
CeeDee Lamb having it because his foot gets caught up in the turf. There's way too many injuries, I believe, caused by turf and I get it. When it's turf, it's explosive because there's 100% traction, right? Grass doesn't allow for that. I've heard of all the people bitch about, the grass, it's like a rock. I get that. But at the same time, I just think that we're seeing way too many knees and elbows and things like that injuries because of what they're playing on. I think you're better playing on cement than these turfs.
And in New York, they are playing on cement.
Yeah.
Because that turf is the worst turf in the National Football League.
Yeah.
If them guys can't see that them ownership from the Jets and the Giants and you know why they do it? Because they have other things they have there. Concerts. They have this, they have that. Monster trucks, whatever. It's
Wrestling.
a quick turnaround.
Yep.
Let's say soccer. It's such a great turnaround. That's why none of these owners will do it, because if they put grass in there, they may ruin the grass by having some of this stuff. And then now they got to replace it. Now that cuts into their profit.
Yeah.
And that's ridiculous. The Giants really, there's been, I cannot tell you how many injuries that's come from that stadium because their turf is the worst in the NFL. I think a little bit too, what you're saying too, I think these athletes are much bigger, much stronger. They turn on a dime, and I just don't think their bodies cannot do that for a long period of time. Eventually, the wear and tear, it comes down and they end up getting hurt because they are built so big.
Yeah.
Well, and the practice. And I think the practicing does not help neither. They don't do, I mean, you can run routes and all you want, but that's not like game time. They don't play in the preseason anymore. It's just, it's sad because there's a lot of good players that they're losing because of these injuries.
Yep.
And I guess I'm curious, were these common injuries 15 years ago? When it was all grass, were these the type of injuries you were seeing too? Am I just more involved with it now that I'm curious about it?
No, I think it's social media adds a lot to it, right? Because we're seeing every injury and we're seeing it multiple times. I also think that you have always had the knees, the shoulders, the elbows, the necks, all those injuries that were back then. I do think some people might have played through them more than what we'll see today. But at the same time, like, no, I think the injuries are the same. I just think of how severe these injuries are, like year ending. I mean, let's not forget that like the Bears had a guy, the tight end, that almost lost a leg. Alex Smith had an injury that happened like pretty much identical. Well, those injuries happen. Was it Phil Simms? No, who's the other one that Joe
Theismann.
Theismann? Yeah, they had like the exact same injury, same team against the same team. It was all this crazy stats, but like the Bears almost lost their tight end almost lost a leg because of how he broke it and all that other. I think it's because of what they're playing on, and I see your side, Tim, with how big they are. I totally get that, but at the same time, they're just going to keep getting bigger. Like that's not going to go away.
And also, too, I mean, like with the Tyreek Hill deal, they had to get him to the hospital ASAP because there was arteries involved and ligaments involved. I heard that on Mina Kimes today on NFL Live. There was arteries and ligaments involved with this, that if he doesn't get there they had to make sure that there was no damage there. Because if there's damage there, like you said, now you've got a bigger problem.
Yeah.
That he could be out longer than that.
Oh,
So,
lose the leg. Like that's the reality.
Yeah.
So.
And I think also too, these injuries are happening a lot earlier in the season. Yeah. I think you see a lot more injuries later in the season before. Now they're happening within the first month. Yeah. All these injuries. I mean, that's huge.
Right. No, definitely. Like that's where I'm like, is it preseason or is it because they're not participating that they're not like trained for it, but they've also been training for this for how many years? So it's just it's just sad to see how many of these star players go down and then be out for the rest of the season. I mean, it's definitely good for the bench, but it's hard to see your true fans or your true players go down.
Yeah.
But let's move on to the power rankings. We have some new and we have some that stayed the same. So in our number 1 spot, we have the Buffalo Bills. They were the same as last week. In spot number 2, we have the Eagles, who remained in this spot. A new number 3 is the Lions. They were 5 last week. They bumped up 2 spots. In spot number 4, we have the Rams. They were in slot 6 last week. And the new number 5 is the Chargers. They were number 3 last week. So the Packers dropped off completely. The Chargers moved down and 2 new teams moved in. What is our reaction to this? Tim, your face looks puzzled.
Well, I mean, I think they've got it right as far as the top 2 teams, maybe the 3.
Okay.
I think they're right there. I mean, Philadelphia, 2 come from 2 hard games, one against the Rams and one against Tampa Bay. Yeah, they deserve the number 2. They might even deserve to be number 1.
Yeah,
really, because I mean, Buffalo won last week against New Orleans, but they were like a 14-point favorite, and they didn't pull away like they should have. So I mean, right now, the hottest team, I think, is Philadelphia right now. I mean, they have played some tough competition so far this year, and they've come out ahead.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Anthony, what were your thoughts on this power ranking?
Yeah, I think if you lose to the Giants, I don't feel like you should just drop 2 spots. That was a bad game for the Chargers, and I get it. Like, it was a new quarterback and all this situation, but that team still wasn't very organized, and not having Malik Neighbors in the second half is also a situation. I believe the Packers are 6. They're right underneath this list of 5. It's crazy now to see the win, loss, and tie in their record. Yeah. I guess I'm not a believer in the Lions yet. I still am not a believer. So them at 3, I get that. Like, they're playing good ball. They have shown in the past years that they'll make it to the playoffs. I just, give me a couple more weeks. Keep doing it, and I guess I'll be a believer. But number 1 and 2 right there, if there was a Super Bowl today, that would be a great game. Bills and Eagles going at it. Both, hard-nosed teams. So, yeah, pretty good power ranking.
Yeah, very much so. I agree with the number 1 and 2 spots as well. The rest of them, I get a little lost there, but the best teams.
Yeah.
Anthony, what would the Lions have to do to prove you to be up there closer? Who would they have to beat?
Yeah, I don't know if it's like who they have to beat, because if you beat the Eagles or whatever, I think it's more of just consistent football. Like, we've seen 2 weeks of really good football from them. But let's not forget the first 2 weeks were a struggle for them. So I just think let's see more consistent weeks. Like, it's good to show it, but and if they do, they stay at that number 3. They can keep doing it. I just think that even the people making these power rankings, they're kind of like, yeah, I can see them dropping to 5 with a bad game.
Wow. I don't know. I just think I think these last 3 weeks for the Lions, it's hard to go against Philadelphia. Yeah, I think they're right where they should be. I think they should be.
Okay.
So.
Well, let's see how they do this week. Well, let's take a quick break here and talk about your fantasies this week. I know we kind of teased a little bit and we talked about some injuries that happened that affected the both of you, but let's talk about this. How did you guys do? Did you win this week? Did you lose this week? Tim, how did it go?
I got beat by, I think, 53. The guy scored 130-some points. I even scored 86 in a non-PPR league. Malik Labors goes down. Derrick Henry scores 5 points for me, and I still scored 86 points. And my quarterback, Jane Daniels, didn't play, so I have Drake May. I won't say Derrick May again. Drake May would score 27. I mean, I played. My team didn't play bad.
Yeah.
It's just the other team. He had Bo Nix, and he had some other good players. He scored 139 points. That's tough. It could be a long season for me because I don't know what Derrick Henry is going to be like now that Lamar Jackson could be out for a couple weeks or at least miss a couple games. So they're going to load the box on him. It could be finishing dead last this year.
I definitely heard a lot of feedback about the Baltimore Ravens after this performance. So yeah, it'd definitely be interesting to see how that plays out. Anthony, tell me about your fantasy week. I think I heard it all, but let the rest of the world know.
Yeah, so scored 200 points this week. Pretty solid, full PPR league. I didn't play Dak. I played Justin Fields. At halftime yesterday, I was like, wow, that was disappointing. When you score 200 points in a PPR league, you're going to win 100%.
Sure.
I knew I was going to win going into Monday night. But when you talk about these, what are we going to do with Jane Daniels? Is Jane Daniels playing this week? Because that's got to start back up again because I need CD. Like, is he going on IR? Is he not? Because if he's not, then let's get him going so I can play him. But if he's going to go on IR, put him on IR so I can go get someone. He's just sitting in my bench for nothing right now. So, but yeah, pretty good weekend. 3-1. So moving on to next week.
Yeah,
2-2.
He's pretty confident, Tim. He is talking all this smack.
Well, I think off air, he was talking pretty confident after his draft, saying, "There's no, I can't.
Hell yeah!
I can't lose this league this year."
Yeah.
Oh, buddy, you just jinxed yourself, my friend.
No.
But you can keep doing what he's doing.
Hey,
That's good.
If you're a manager like me, you don't need luck. You don't need all that stuff.
I didn't hear that last year. I can guarantee you that.
We grind it out day by day, looking on the waiver wire, and we make it happen. Romeo Dobbs. Nobody wanted to listen.
Oh my
Nobody
God.
wanted to listen last week.
Yeah, okay.
Nobody wanted to listen. Romeo Dobbs goes off for 30 points. No, nobody wants to listen, though.
He's claiming he's the one who found this like rare gem, and he's like, "But I'm not gonna play him next week. No, I'm not. Goal ain't gonna strike twice."
Hey, hold on. You want to talk that? Hold on. When you woke up on Sunday morning, I said there was a player that I should have picked up that I said I knew was going to go off. Who was that player? You don't listen. That was it. For Pittsburgh, Gainwell or whatever.
Yeah, Kevin Gainwell. All right.
That morning, I was about to pull the trigger on pulling him. I didn't need him, but that's what a manager does. He goes out and looks for those guys, those hidden gems. I found it this week, and I'm going to find it every week.
Anthony and Lisa, since you guys live up in Wisconsin, when they have a tie, what do you guys win on that?
What do you mean? Oh, yeah,
you guys said that Packers win, you get something free.
Yeah.
You don't get anything when they lose. What do you get when they tie?
And
a whole big cup of disappointment.
Yeah. Well, we didn't get like 50% off. Like we should have like free stuff.
Something. Come on, Packers.
Yeah.
Come on, Green Bay.
Yeah, I went to bring it up to somebody at work, and they were like, "Let's not relive it." I was like, "Okay." All right, well, that recaps all of our NFL, but let's talk about what's coming up with our Thursday night game. We have the Rams and 49ers. Anthony, what do you think this game's going to look like?
Yeah, let's keep this one short because I think this is going to be Rams all day. I believe it's in LA. That's even worse it's not like they're far away from each other. Let's just remember that. But I think LA wins this game. 49ers and Brock Purdy in that situation, it's not good.
Well, at least he's back from an injury, so there's one.
Well, maybe not.
Wait. Oh. I just seen today that
toe.
He's questionable. him, Juwan Jennings, and I think a third person
Yeah.
are. I bet he doesn't play. Short week. I mean, I know it's not that far going to LA, but on a short week and he's got a bad toe again, I bet he don't play.
Yeah.
I bet it's Mac Jones again on a short week. So I like the Rams big here.
Yep.
If it's Mac Jones with that defense of the Rams, Mac's gonna be running for his life.
And don't forget too, he was wearing a knee brace the last time we saw him too.
Yeah.
So it's not like he's 100% either.
Right.
Oh my goodness. All right. Well, in other news, it was announced that the Super Bowl halftime performer has been announced. It's not Taylor Swift. It's not Sabrina Carpenter. It's not Morgan Wallen. It's Bad Bunny.
Yay.
I don't mind Bad Bunny as a comedian. I like him a lot on SNL, which he'll be on this week too. So I'll be curious if he does anything there. But I'm curious to see what your reactions are. We have two different generations here on how you think Bad Bunny's going to be. Anthony, start me out.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be very like action, not action, but like it's going to be upbeat. You know,
yeah.
It's one of those things where it's more the hip hop style. I think we've done that enough recently. I think it should go back to either like country, you know, like hearing that NSYNC or no, not Backstreet Boys have been performing in Vegas. Like we couldn't get them for a halftime show. Like Backstreet Boys would be awesome. I still think Morgan Wallen's the hottest artist right now in all music genres. Why we couldn't pull him? Like I think there's a lot better options than Bad Bunny. But it's good to, you know, I'll watch it. I'll watch it. Don't worry about it. But might be a little hard to understand.
Tim, what's your reaction?
I'll probably be going and getting a few more beers and some wings and maybe some whatever gets brought up at the Toluca Lanes because I'm good. I'm good. They've got to go. They have got to go somewhere different. This stuff of this hip hop and all this, they've got to go down a different avenue. You've got to you got to go back to the OGs that watch this. Actually, watch the game, not just watch one game a year. And this is the game because of the commercials. They've got to go back. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but what is, since you brought that up, what is an OG music performance for us football fans?
I mean, I think if you go Rolling Stones, even.
Oh, Jesus. Are they even alive? Are they still alive? Get out of here. Dude, you could have said the Beatles.
I don't know. Something different. I just don't think this is, and I'm sorry, maybe just because I'm old, but this is not my genre. And I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah.
No, I heard a couple of things today. It was like, well, I'll finally get a chance to go to the bathroom because I don't want to go during the game and I don't want to go during commercials. So I'll have a chance there.
Yeah. Well, and like, go on.
But then on the other side, I feel like Bad Bunny has a lot of like collaborations with other artists.
Yes.
So I feel like this is an opportunity to bring in like a vast like different artists to spice it up. But I definitely agree. It's going to be upbeat. It's going to be a big light show. I think it's going to be like to the dramatics for sure.
Well, and final thing I'll say too is, are we really that surprised that he did this? Because Roger Goodell is sending games all over. I'm tired of Minnesota being the dummy that has to go 2 weeks in a row and over in Europe. Like they've played Europe, I feel like the past 5 years for the Vikings. So why not go international when it comes to the singer? Like, I mean, he's trying to expand the game more than what the NFL players or NFL is in the U.S. And I get it. We want to kind of get a little bit of our own. I just think country right now. Beyonce went and did country. Country's popular right now. Why would you not have someone like that? Chris Stapleton, I heard, was on the table. That would have been okay. But
what about Lainey Wilson? No? Or she just don't have enough music out?
I just don't know if she has like that prime of music. But what if it's all ladies? What if it's all ladies? Because that sponsors, I would love that. All women cast. I don't care if it's hip hop, if it's rap. Cardi B could come out there with Beyonce, with Reba. Like that would be, and you're hitting what you're trying to find, which is getting more people interested in the game that are not just football players.
Well, what about Taylor Swift?
I would have been okay with it. Like whatever. Like it's just, I don't know.
I did hear that they were thinking about her this year, but she wants too much of the
royalties.
Exactly. Off the song and off the whole, whatever they're filming, she wants a part of it. and the NFL went, nope,
Yep.
not a chance. The NFL is going to keep their money.
Well, and hey,
And
Yeah,
they said
but
no
that's
way.
just it. I think that's where they potentially screwed up because she's got such a fan base that if she
Yeah.
publicizes it, it's only going to grow. Like that was,
Nah.
I think they dropped the ball on that.
No, I think you're pushing your luck. Like us football people, we already get Taylor thrown in our face because of the Travis Kelce shit.
Right.
Like if you put her as halftime, I think you're gonna have some actual NFL people be like, I'm watching college football on Saturday. I'm tired of this shit. I'm tired.
Well, is it over? Then you're saying that it would be oversaturated.
Yes,
Because we already get it week by week, and
Yeah.
then you got her as the halftime. Would it be oversaturated?
Yeah.
We're just getting too much of her.
Yep. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Well, if you want to expand the crowd, then you're going to have to piss some people
I know.
off. So you can't make
Yeah,
everybody
but
happy.
You've already tapped into that market by having Taylor Swift over these past years. That's why it's going to Bad Bunny, because now you're going into the international side
Right.
of it. Like that's all it is. It's a ploy. Roger Goodell, he's not a dummy.
I don't
Nope.
think the Taylor Swift conversation is over. I'm sure for the next couple of years, she'll be the people's choice.
Until Travis Kelce gets his ass out of the NFL.
All right, well, that wraps up NFL. Let's move on to college football. Anthony, please give me this week's new top 10 teams.
Yeah, let me pull it up because I definitely didn't get that ready. I know number 1 is Ohio State. Number 2, Oregon, bouncing up 4 spots. Number 3 is Miami, dropping a spot. Ole Miss comes up 9 spots to number 4. Number 5 at Oklahoma. Number 6, Texas A&M. Number 7 goes to Penn State, dropping 4 spots. Number 8, Indiana. Number 9, Texas. And Alabama makes a big jump up to number 10 for the top 10.
Well, what out of these groups surprised you to be in the top 10?
I think Ole Miss jumping all the way to number 4 is crazy.
Yeah.
I think that is crazy. Like LSU, I never really believed in throughout the year. I mean, Mr. Tim Cook was on their ass. He was loving that, and I just never believe in Brian Kelly. I never will. I think Ole Miss going number 4. Just wait. There's going to be another upset coming because Glenn Kiffin is notorious for dropping the ball. I also feel that it's a little bit SEC trying to get themselves relevant again. I don't think there's a standout SEC team. I just think it's a good conference. I don't know if there's that one team that in SEC you're going to be like, watch out for them. While the Big Ten has 2 teams, possibly 3 teams that you're like, holy shit. So I think SEC is just trying to be relevant right now in the top 10.
Okay. All right, Tim, what surprised you the most?
I agree with him. I think Ole Miss is the big one. Up 9 spots because you beat LSU. I could see them lose the next game. I really could. I can see a big letdown. Lane Kiffin they won't, I mean, they'll be a letdown the next game. I would not be shocked. I like to see who they play next because I think I might take the opposite team. I think so. And Alabama, I think Alabama deserves to go up. We're going to see how good they are this weekend against Vanderbilt. I think that Vanderbilt, that's going to be a good game, and I think it's going to be tough for Vanderbilt to win in Tuscaloosa. But here's another deal. Is Alabama going to have a letdown game against Vanderbilt? So, I mean, I think who's number 2?
Well, I just Washington State University is the one playing. Number 2 is Oregon.
Oregon, they deserve it. They deserve it. I mean, I think everybody deserves. I think the biggest one is the Ole Miss. 9 spots.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't know. I'm not sold on them yet.
Yeah.
Do it again.
Well, I had to ask Anthony this question because I was a little concerned it was a little favored to Ohio State. And I had to ask, what's their schedule like? Are they playing competitive teams or are they playing kind of washed up teams or, not washed up, but not as ranked teams? But Anthony was telling me that they have a pretty stacked schedule. So do you think, Tim, you think that?
Whoa. You're putting words in my mouth. That's crazy. I just said they played Washington last week. I don't say they got a stacked schedule.
Okay. Well, Tim, I'm curious. Do you think that they are playing at a number 1 contender? Because they've been holding it for multiple weeks. Do you think they're worth that ranking?
They didn't look very good against Washington. I don't think they struggled. They did pull away at the end, but Washington had plenty of opportunities to expand their lead, and they just couldn't get it in the end zone. I mean, they went for a fake punt or a fake field goal. They went for it on 4th down. I mean, they struggled until they started to pull away in the 4th quarter. I'm not I'm not yet on them. I'm not. The last couple of weeks they've been playing down to their competition. They won, but they're playing down their competition. But the bad deal is, I think they got two tough games: Penn State and Indiana.
Yeah.
Which Indiana you get, and which Penn State you're going to get them weeks, and then you got to go to Ohio State.
Yeah.
That's going to be tough. I think they're both home games for Ohio State, Indiana and Penn State.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they can run the table and be in the Big Ten championship. I don't see anything. There are any hiccups.
Yeah.
Okay, Anthony, what do you think about that? A rebuttal?
Yeah, I mean, I think Oregon deserves number one spot. I think they are the best team in college football right now. But at the same time, Ohio State is just come off a national championship. They're still playing good ball. You can't give it away from them yet. Until they lose, you can't give them away that first or get close to losing.
Okay.
Right.
All right, well, then we will watch and find out. I wanted to move on to other news. There was some sad news that came about that a state trooper died to complications after being hit by a player from FAU. It was pretty devastating to hear. I mean, we just talked about the last episode, we talked about storming the field, but this is exactly the kind of injuries that can happen. Like it can be very, dangerous out there. What was your guys' reaction reading this? Anthony, start me out.
Yeah, so start off, nothing was because of storming the field. It was a player sliding out of bounds that got him caught up. He fractured or broke his leg. From initial reports that I read, that it was like he got up and was like, "Oh, I'm fine," and then obviously wasn't fine, and then they didn't take him to the hospital. Just like we talked about the Tyreek Hill situation, you got to get there. It's super sad because we talk about players and their injuries. We even made fun of the coach for the Rams and his injury, but there's people there that are volunteering or doing police work, and all it's going to take is more another situation like this, and the NCAA is going to have to step in with some of these colleges. I do think too it's sad because we didn't get to see it, but how close was he to the field? Is this one that's close to the at the edge or something like that? Because you do see coaches getting wiped out, players getting wiped out when guys go out of bounds. So yeah, super sad story though.
Yeah, Tim, did you have any thoughts on this?
I think the biggest deal, if you're going to be on the sideline, you better have your head on a swivel, my friends, because you've got 300-pound people coming right at you.
Yeah.
So ask Dan Quinn from the Washington Commanders how that worked out. I mean, he's lucky he didn't get really, really hurt. I mean, he got a cut over his few stitches at his nose, but he hit his head off that deal really hard. So, I mean, it'd be interesting, like you said, it'd be interesting to see how close he was to the field. But you've really, I mean, I don't know if you need to pull him back just a little bit more. I mean, they've got sideline coaches for the sideline for the players. Maybe they need to have somebody farther down just to keep an eye on everybody.
Yeah, but
everybody that's on that sideline.
I know, but if you're working security, you're not even looking at the field. Your back is to the field.
That's true.
You're looking at the crowd because your job isn't to watch the game. Your job is to make sure no one comes on the field.
That's true. That's
true.
I
agree. I don't think it would be bad to have something down later on to purpose like, hey, because it's not even just the police officer. We've seen people with cameramen or the sound people get hit or get hurt and stuff like that. It's just now sad to hear that we saw a person die. Like there's a family without a person because of an injury that happened. That's sad.
Yeah. Well, and I think they should also limit the amount of people, the non-essential people on the field. Like, you don't need celebrities on the field. Keep it to the players, the cameraman, the state troopers, the cheerleaders, whoever needs to be out there. If you're, there because you paid buku dollars to be on the field, it's not safe.
No.
Yeah, but I also think those people too, they're going there and they know that if something happens, they're gonna get hurt. Like they know. I mean, they actually do have their head on the swivel. All right, well, that ends our episode 141. We talked a lot of NFL today because college football just didn't give us a lot of noise, but we'll be coming back on recording on Thursday night for a Friday episode where we're talking about must-watch this weekend. We got another action-packed football. And also, if you're sitting there saying, oh, there can't be that must-watch, remember, baseball's going into the playoffs right now. There was a time when we didn't have football. Enjoy it while it's still here. And if you like what Cover 2 Cook does, enjoy us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and all those as well, where you can like and subscribe to us. We love you guys. Have a great rest of your week. We'll talk to you on Friday. See you later.